to Under the Table. It is episode 49, y'all. We are one episode away from 50 episodes.
My goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
That's kind of it's wild.
Bananas.
And
Numbers are wild, y'all.
It is. It is.
The
just keep
passage
going
of
up.
time is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
The only way I can remember how to spell that fucking word.
Oh, wow.
Just by salt.
Thank you, Gwen Stefani.
Thank you, Gwen Stefani.
Right.
Do you know who Gwen Stefani is, Dustin?
I do know who Gwen Stefani is.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
she was in Leonard Skinner.
Oh, God.
So close
That would
to not hurting my
be really
heart.
funny, actually.
It'd be a wild mashup right there.
Wild.
So we were talking before we started recording, and I'm sorry, Dustin, but this is happening.
It's fine with me. I don't care.
Get good with it.
We were talking about one-hit wonders and heart and everything, and, Dustin made the comment that Barracuda was a one-hit wonder. Very confidently made this comment.
Very confident.
Which
In my defense,
we're not
I
even
did
getting
pull
into
it out
that.
of my ass. I assumed that Barracuda was a one-hit wonder. I don't know.
Right. Well, that's the issue here. See, like
That's your problem.
that you feel like that you have the expertise to assume anything about popular music. This all led to us also discovering, or him telling us, that we could name a Led Zeppelin song and he wouldn't know it, and that hurt my feelings.
Did he say that, or did he say, I don't know any Led Zeppelin songs?
Yeah,
Because
I don't know
those
the
are two different
names of any
things.
Led Zeppelin songs. I probably, in the scope of my life, have heard many Led Zeppelin songs.
I mean, literally, two things are true. Like, both things got said. He followed it up with, you could name any Led Zeppelin song and I'd believe you.
Yeah. I'd be like, all right, yeah, that sounds about
Which,
right. I don't know.
Look, Dustin, it's all good. Like, I know that there's a large gap of musical history, and that's okay, because you approach music and art from still a very authentic place, even if it's not from a historian's perspective. Mm-hmm. So I won't shame
Very
you for
holistic.
that.
That's
However,
However,
you
we got a banter.
really need to fill in these gaps, because
We got a banter.
we're friends, and I feel like I would be doing a disservice to what I stand for to have one of my good friends not be familiar with a band such as Led Zeppelin
And Heart.
and Heart, and
Yeah.
and like, it just makes me wonder, how far deep does this go?
It goes deep all the way to the
Are
bottom.
we even friends? It makes me wonder.
Well, let's just start at the
Makes
top
me
here.
sad.
The Beatles. You know the Beatles.
I do know the Beatles, yes.
Okay, so
I've
you know
listened to the
songs
majority of
by
the Beatles songs, yeah.
Yes, you're good with the Beatles.
Got into a
Okay, great.
Beatles. It was weird, like that when I was a teenager, probably like 15, 16, like I got into the Beatles because I heard Yesterday and I was like, this is a really cool song. Who sings this song?
Okay,
And,
so
yeah,
good.
so
we got our foundational brick there. That's great. Because then, if we didn't have that, it'd be a long track, All right. So, what about like Rolling Stones?
Well, of course I know who the Rolling Stones are, but I can't name a single song.
Satisfaction, right? That's probably their most.
Oh, they
well-known
sing
song.
that?
Yeah.
I don't need no.
Can't get no.
Can't get no.
He needs it. He needs it. He can't get it.
He can't get it. That's the problem.
That's
Okay.
the whole problem.
That's
all
the
right?
struggle right
And
there.
he's
baby.
tried. And he's
He's
tried.
tried.
And he's tried.
And he's tried.
And you know what? He's tried.
No. Yeah, I've heard it.
So it's interesting to me then that Led Zeppelin, it didn't make the cut. That, like, we didn't get there. What about Pink Floyd?
I mean, I've listened to some Pink Floyd, yeah.
Okay, all right. So it's not
And
completely.
with Led
And it
Zeppelin,
would be the top songs. Like, I can't get down into the discography, like.
well,
That's
with,
okay. I don't
with
think
the
a lot of
Led
people-
Zeppelin thing, I think they're so ubiquitous. Like, Dustin knows more Led Zeppelin songs than he realizes.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
through osmosis. They're so radio popular that, like, just growing
I mean,
up
there's
around
Stairway
your
to
parents
Heaven.
and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know that song?
Yeah.
There's Good Times, Bad Times, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Somebody sing that for me.
Good times,
Bad times, you know I've had my share. One woman left home with a brown-eyed man, still don't seem to care. No?
No?
A little bit. little bit of recognition. That part where it was like,
I bet you know Kashmir because at least through the remake that now disgraced
He shall
rapper,
not be named.
yeah, he the Dark Lord, did it for the Godzilla movie. Godzilla, like in 2000 or 2001.
Chugga junk, chugga junk, chugga junk. Da-da-da.
Yeah.
This is the best. We're gonna get
Totally can recognize
sued.
it from that. It was so
This
off.
is so
Highly
spot
litigious.
on.
We're not talented enough to get sued.
We might get a cease and desist just because of how bad that was, you know?
You're hurting us. Cease, desist.
who
All
sings
right,
Sweet
well,
Home Alabama? Is that Leonard
That's
Skinner?
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard
Yeah,
Skinner.
that's Leonard
Okay,
There
Skinner.
you
I knew
go.
that. I knew that. You know how I knew that? From the movie Sweet
From
Home
growing
Alabama.
up in the South.
From the
Right,
movie Sweet
right.
Home Alabama.
He said
yeah.
from the movie Sweet Home Alabama.
That's where I learned
That's
he was
Reese
Leonard
Witherspoon,
Skinner.
right?
Yep. Good movie.
Good movie. Good movie.
You know Neil Young?
I think that's
I know that that is a person that is in music.
Okay. All right.
Just because I've heard the name before. That is it.
All right. Well, I don't know how much further down this rabbit hole I can go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know,
Go deeper
if
down the
you're-
rabbit hole, you'll get the same answer. I don't know.
If you're ever interested, Dustin, I don't know if you know about this, I don't know if you know this about me, but I love to share music and like listen to music with others. And so if you ever want to do like
Listen
a little
along.
listen along to some of the old classics, I would be more than happy and thrilled to do that.
I appreciate that.
All right,
But if you don't care, that's also okay. you know?
Dustin, I just sent you Kashmir. Like I think if you listen to the first like 4 seconds, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that."
Right.
I probably.
It's such an
have heard this,
iconic
100%.
guitar riff, you know.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't even the 4 seconds. It was literally like
Yeah.
the first half second. I was like, yeah, I've heard this song many times. Yeah. I feel like this has been in like so many movies.
What about Rush? Are you familiar with
I've
Rush?
listened to, yeah.
Okay.
I can,
Neil Peart.
Neil Peart and what's his
You said the
name?
thing, Emily. You did it.
Hey, you're a bona fide Rush fan. Someone said Rush, you said Neil Peart. Boom, that
Holy
means you.
shit.
Who sings the song? It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that Rush?
Yep.
Yeah.
YYZ?
Very Rush right there.
No, that's Tom Sawyer.
That's Tom Sawyer.
Right.
Who sings
Get
that?
it right.
Those are both
That's
Rush.
Rush.
That's Rush.
Rush? Okay, good. See? I know, thanks.
Talk
Look
about
at
Rush.
you.
You know
I
how I
get
learned
one.
that? You know how I
How?
learned Rush? From I Love You Man.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
Reasonable. I'm into it.
I slap at the bass.
Slap it in.
I slap at the bass, man. Please stop.
It's great. It's great. It's gregreat, guys. It's great.
I'd be willing to
up,
bet you
Jabin?
know a good bit
Just
of
call me Jabin.
the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
I listened
Hotel
to some Eagles.
California and
Yeah.
all that. Okay.
And
Take it to the limit.
what is the I hate it when I'm about to say
sorry.
a band and I'm like, oh, it's gone from my mind now.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man.
That's just a,
Yeah,
that
you
dumb
probably heard the
brain.
Eagles
Yeah.
way before you even realized it. I mean, like, everybody's dad listens to the Eagles.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
I at that same period, it was like Eagles and Steely Dan.
Uh-huh.
You know, I really got into Steely Dan for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I apologize about that.
Yeah, that was probably it. Like most of the time,
apologize
most
for
of the music
nothing.
was like
I do
between
think
like
it's funny because hanging out with Dustin as long as I have, and they used to have him and John and a couple friends used to have a house together, and me and Zach would go over there and hang out all the time. So like, there's a lot of stuff that we were all really into at that time that are like not super popular and like but bands that I know that Dustin's super duper familiar with that hardly anybody knows, like T-Bird and the Breaks.
T-Bird,
Like,
I knew you were gonna say
Dustin's
T-Bird and the
listened
Breaks.
to like everything by T-Bird and the Breaks.
pretty much. Yeah.
Because T-Bird and the Breaks is
Dope.
badass.
Yeah. Anything that makes my lips curl up, makes me move my booty. I just like I can't stop listening to. That's why
Make
I've
you
been
go,
listening to
Nah,
Wolfpack for like ages now.
Na 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 na.
Nailed it.
Oh man, I got such a scratch in my throat, y'all. So I apologize
I do too. I've been
to all of the listeners.
I missed 2 days of work last week during state testing, which, they really don't like for you to miss days during state testing. So I went in one day, the first day, and I was sick, and I ate a bunch of cough drops and stuff. I was like, okay, I got to help them get through state testing. I went after work immediately to the doctor and got a Celestone steroid shot. And I was like, okay, hopefully, usually that'll kind of start to knock it out even the next day, Mm-hmm. And, I was like, all right, so hopefully I'll be good. I can help get through the next 2 days of state testing. And then, if I'm still feeling bad, I can take a day off. Nope. I woke up the next day and I had the worst body aches and
It's so much worse.
it was. I was like, this is 10 times worse. I thought I was going to be better today. So I ended up missing 2 days last week. And fortunately it was Thursday and Friday. So I had Saturday and Sunday to recover as well, but I'm still at the tail end of that where I don't feel bad, but I'm still congested and kind of coughing stuff up. So I apologize if any of that comes through the recording. I'm trying to mute myself well.
I'm not going to apologize. I got that goopy crud and y'all are just going to get into it. So no, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
He's going to get into that goopy crud.
I'm going to
into that
cough
goop.
so close to the microphone.
Adam, that face is not.
Me and Adam got into that goopy crud last night on STF and Friends.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
Can you say ooze, baby?
No. Don't want none of that.
Well, who
Me.
for a hero point wants to recap
No.
what we did last?
Man, I ain't no hero.
Nobody wants a hero point.
I want to hear a
I'll
point,
do
but
it.
I don't feel confident enough in my recollection because I don't
Because the
remember.
goopy crud, you see.
Right, my brain's scattered, so my recall.
Well, this is
real
why I'm
bad
trying to
right now.
offer a hero point because I
Fuck it,
too.
I'm taking it. All right.
Yeah, do it,
So-
John. I believe in you.
All right. So after we had left the Church of Brig, without actually going to the, just
It's
accept
not.
it. Just accept
No,
it.
Just
I
give
will
it
not.
Accept it.
I
I will
don't.
not. I don't.
Now you know how I feel. These years that you've been trying to make P-Tide a thing.
No, but P-Type is a thing.
kids say that.
Yeah.
That's
Well, the kids are
totally
wrong then.
different.
I digress.
hey,
Skibbity toilet. John,
I'm
go
trying
on.
to get my hero point. All right. So we had left the church of a name which can't be fully decided.
Cheese for the
And-
cheese god.
And anyway, we did not do the secret passageway because what's his name is Bruce is he's a wet blanket on that. Fast forward, we leave to head over
Hold
to.
on, I'm going to pause you right there because I do want to clarify some things
Okay.
about the Church of Brie and Bri. And
Bridget.
and the secret passage of Bridget. Yeah, the Church of Bridget. Okay,
No, everybody in there is a Bridget, okay? And
all right. So you guys told them about the intruders in the secret passageway, and the tertiary cog said, "All right, we got this," because there are certain people that are allowed down there on a regular basis that have clearance, and they're the ones that are going down there. And so she is entrusting them to take care of the secret passageway, right? She wasn't too surprised that there was some weird, magic popping out of some of these texts because these are indeed, dangerous and forbidden texts. So it wasn't a surprise to her. And then as far as the intruders, well, Bruce is essentially the strong arm of the temple. He's a soldier. He's a champion of it. And so, who else would she call except for the person that already handled it, right? Bruce took down the intruders, and that's that. Now, the only reason I clarify that is because we didn't get into much more detail than that and I didn't want you to walk away assuming that they didn't care or were trying to sweep it under the rug. And that was my bad as a GM, just moving forward a little faster than the plot, you know?
Okay, I'm glad you clarified, because that's where I was. I was like, this feels like suspect. Like, it felt like not only were they seemingly not that worried about it, but it almost seemed, I guess just because you were in a hurry and trying to get us to the next thing, but it almost seemed like they knew that it was going to happen or that they let it happen, you know? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is this conspiracy shit going on? Because that's what it felt like.
Or like putting the bodies past where they're going to brick up that secret passageway. You know, just to kill two birds with one stone.
Part of the other thing to consider, too, is that the tertiary cog was also being very careful not to get too much information about what's down there, because
that's heresy.
You know, yeah, according to their tenants, like they're not supposed to know that stuff. So she was kind of being short just to prevent any details that she didn't want to be exposed to be exposed. So I just wanted to clear that up. I can certainly understand why you guys walked away from it the way you did, but I don't want that to be the reality for your characters.
Right, like we shouldn't be looking for like the Church of Brig is like got an evil conspiracy going on or whatever.
Right.
So far.
And, I mean, you know, there's corruption in all aspects of
right, well, that's been a theme, you know?
Right. So there could be, but this isn't some blatant, like, representation of that. And I also, just for you guys as players, on a meta level, peace of mind, there is nothing in the secret passage that you missed, right? Like, that's not like a thing that you could have gone and explored, you know, like...
Because we were
a
little bummed about that.
I know. All right, go ahead, John.
Okay, cool. I was afraid I was going to be denied it. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, after we had departed from the Church of Brig, we went to the apartment of Olamon Kosowana and found a neighbor who is in waste management. And anyway, he was not somebody that was forthcoming with information and had to be bribed with 2 whole gold pieces, which I'm still coming back from Starfinder economy. It's just still just too much.
I mean, it's not nothing to your credit.
Because like you can 2 copper will get 1 beer. This motherfucker can open his own like pub now with 2 gold. Practically.
I mean, you got to support small businesses. You know, he's manages his own waste management like business. So
yeah, he's just an absurd character. But
my best NPC work ever.
I don't know about that, but like he was memorable.
NPC.
Do you remember his name?
I just called him Shitsmith.
It was John Shitsmith. Yeah.
No, he has a name.
He had a name.
Is it Riggs?
Yes.
It is Riggs.
Withwick or Wickwith Riggs or something like that. Winrick. I hated that first name. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's kind of neat.
I mean, it's just something I'll never remember fully.
I have to remember because I have to kick Alawana in the shins and say, "This is for Riggs."
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah.
Priorities, you know.
After talking with Rick Riggs, we failed miserably on our perception checks to discern anything meaningful about the house that we're about to go into, which with some trepidation, because there was discussion over a door that would be hurriedly closed, either plausibly cats, but probably not, but more likely infested with traps. And we also got information from, just rewind back to what we talked about with the Shitsmith, was that there was Alaman Kosowana left or fled on a clockwork cat with wings after having some other people bust into his house to do something, ne'er-do-wells, to do something to him. And and the whole reason why we're even going to Alaman Kosowana's house is to determine whether he has the formula or if he knows the formula to Pyronite. We suspect that he does.
Yep.
Well, maybe get clues on where he went.
Yes, and clues where he went. Okay, cool. Does that summarize it enough? Or?
It does. That's where the point.
Yeah.
Roll me a d6.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And the people that were after him were the Gilded Gunners.
Gilded Gunners. Hey,
Yep.
awesome. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So d6. It's a 5.
It's a 5. Okay, that's a general then. So roll me a d20.
D20. That's a 9.
All right. This one is from Bard Tales.
Hey, Bard Tales.
Yo, what up?
Bard Tales. Woo.
Congratulations. No, I'm sorry. Congrations. You made my heart explode like a punk in a powder keg. I'll mail you the hospital bill later.
Oh,
But in the meantime, here's an inspiration.
Nice.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
thank you.
Heck yeah.
I'm sorry for making your heart explode.
That's a real inconvenience. We apologize. We as a network apologize.
Just take a voucher over to
get you
Brig
a
and maybe you
clockwork
can get a
one.
whole new one, you know? Yeah.
Might be a little shitty, but it'll be fine.
John's heart explosions do not necessarily represent the beliefs and standards of the STF network.
Nailed it.
Perfect disclaimer there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you guys do find yourselves outside the Kosowana's workshop. Now, the perception was just a general of the property, right?
Yeah.
So this
Trying to
is-
look in windows and
Yeah, so
all
like
that kind of stuff.
the
Right.
door to the workshop is down here to the south, and you have not rolled perceptions on that or anything, right? Like
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
this is just your
We get
general
to try again.
neighborhood
Right.
block perception, right? You know, kind of case in the joint. The door would require its own, since you presume that it might have traps.
One more question.
Do we need a secret check?
Yes, of course.
So, real quick, as far as perhaps even additional perception checks, you said that we kind of looked around the structure, but what about seeing if anybody happens to be keeping an eye, casing the joint for anybody coming by? Would
So
we be able to
that
look
was
for that?
all.
Okay.
That was all in that one.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So yeah, you guys roll me some secret perception checks, please.
All right. Thank you for.
Percepcione.
Pop those peepers.
I will tell you that you're going to get a nothing.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Bruce, however, okay. You
Nothing. Good day.
all right? So Bruce, with your perception check, you succeeded there enough to detect, as you're approaching the door, faint traces of blood on the doorstep. Some wooden splinters from where it looks like the door jamb was broken. Although it's now it's like closed and locked still, but like you see that somebody had like busted this down, and you also see a metal dart on the ground near the doorway.
All right. Okay. So, being busted down, does it look like it was busted inwards towards the abode, or busted
Yes,
out?
yep.
Okay. Busted in. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, yeah, definitely go ahead and notify the rest and just kind of like quietly, just point down to the ground, the blood spatters, the dart, and kind of point over towards the door as far as the damage toward the jam and everything. And
Pull out my gun.
Amir sees that and he pulls out his crossbow and he
Right.
loads a moderate, lightning in a bottle up into his alchemical crossbow, locks and loads and gets ready.
All right, I will say, as you point that out, this will allow Jules and George only to roll perception checks, and please make that secret as well.
Okay.
Oh, what?
The reason is because both of you guys are experts at perception.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
You guys both rolled the same thing.
It doesn't keep it on the setting that you like. I had already done a secret one, and it didn't keep it on.
It's all good. It's all
FYI,
good.
real quick, under perception, you'll see the dice, and then you'll see the eyeball with the strike through. If you click the eyeball, it'll automatically roll its secret.
Always, yeah. You guys both rolled 27s. I don't mind telling you that. The stealth DC of this launcher that you see is 25.
Wow.
So
Nice.
that's why you have to at least be an expert to even try. So what you see is like a trigger mechanism on the door, right? So like you look in where the door jamb has been busted, and you can kind of see through, and you see that there's like a wire that's connecting the handle on the inside back to what you must assume is some sort of dart launcher because of all the darts on the ground. Now, because you have found this, you have two options here. You can try to disable the trigger, or you can try to squeeze through the door when you get it open, but it is locked. So you would have to do a couple checks to unlock it. So that's kind of where you're at now with this door. You know it's trapped. Mm-hmm. It is locked. And you have a couple ways to avoid the trap once you get it unlocked.
Okay. All right. Mine's at a +10. Anybody else better?
You're what?
Thievery?
Yeah, I think +10 will probably do it.
No.
Yeah,
mine's +9. You're 1 point better than me.
All right. So you should. I just put that up in the chat. You could roll it right from there, Emily.
Oh. Oh. Ooh la la. Okay. Does that need to be secret?
It'll do it automatically, whether it needs to be or not. It won't be, but it's okay. So
I got the big head.
Yeah, so that's a 13 total, which is a critical fail, which means that those thieves' tools break.
It's fine.
Got another one.
It's a little busted.
You got another one?
It's fine.
Okay, cool.
I do actually have some backups.
Okay, good.
Let me
I didn't want to use
verify
a
that.
hero point. I didn't want to gift a hero point if that was the case. So.
Yeah, so your toolkit is broken. You could eventually repair it, right? But if you have another one, you can certainly...
I do. I have a
Use that.
replacement. So I need to... Oh, I have a few. Okay, anyways.
Well, that's good, because you're going to need more than one success here to get this door locked. So let's just keep it moving.
I think Amir sees the tools like break, and he like flinches and is about to like jump off.
Right.
But I can assist you with that check if you would like.
Can he?
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
could try, yeah.
use one of my versatile vials to quick alchemy up a Quicksilver mutagen, which gives you +2 item bonus to acrobat, stealth, and thievery checks, reflex saves, and dexterity-based attack rolls, and you gain a 10-foot status bonus to your speed. So
+2.
I can give you that
Nice.
mutagen.
So with the +2, then that would be a 23.
That is still a fail, but it's not a
shit.
critical fail. So
Okay.
that's good. All right.
Can I do it again? Or
Yeah, you can do it as many times as you want. You have to get several successes to get this thing done.
You can drag that effect from the Quicksilver mutagen over.
I mean, could this be
onto yours.
aided at all?
If you are trained in thievery, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
I think
Okay,
Bruce would
first.
definitely kind of like notice, like, oh, well, one of them does thievery, but the second one?
Natural 1 on the 8, so...
Oh, okay.
You got
never
this.
mind.
I think technically that ends up giving a negative, but I don't really like that rule.
I don't like it either.
Well,
God bless America.
I rolled
Yeah,
another
critical
3.
failure, your ally takes a -1 circumstance penalty to the triggering check.
So it's a definite critical failure for Jules. Let me see how many more of these fucking.
Why are we
things
rolling
that I
off
have.
a foundry?
Because I don't trust myself to do math.
Yeah.
Mostly that's my reason.
Yeah. Okay, so that's another set of lockpicks broken.
All right, I got 3 left. I
right.
got 3 left.
Hold on, slow down for a second. I feel like we're fumbling forward through this. Let me guidance you. You've got another one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Let me guidance you. You'll still have the mutagen, right? How long does that last?
Like a while.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
mutagen. It lasts 10 minutes.
Okay, good deal. So you'll get a guidance you can use to get a benefit. I'll try to aid you again. Let's try to stack everything we can
Yep.
and get. We just got to roll good, and maybe don't use Foundry. We'll help you with the math. You know.
Fine. Is there a way to? Did I do it? I did it. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, but Foundry just does all those little bonuses for you so
Yeah.
nicely.
I believe in you,
My
Foundry. Y'all, this is gonna be it.
the one.
And Adam, I've just been rolling from that original
Yeah,
thing
that's
that you.
that's
okay.
totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Now we're talking.
A 28.
Okay, and I got a 15 on my aid check, so that's a.
So
30.
So
It'd be 31, wouldn't it?
it would be 31, yes, because
With
the
guidance.
guidance. Yeah, which
I applied that.
I don't see it.
It's not counting it.
It's not
Okay.
counting it.
All right.
You applied it onto your token, but I think you have to add it when you roll as well,
Oh, I didn't click.
because
My
you get to choose. You know. So that is a success. That's one success.
All right, Jules, you got this.
Okay, I'll keep aiding you. Obviously, the guidance can only work for one of them because now you're
Yep.
immune to my guidance.
Right.
And I'll keep trying to aid you. Natural 20 on the aid, so you've got that.
That actually is a critical success on the aid, which means that will boost it to
+3.
well, a success is just +1.
Plus
So
2.
a critical success takes it to +2. Yeah.
Good deal.
That's a 3 on the die.
Can we use a hero point on that?
So that would take it to So that would take it to a 17, right? With the aid. So that
And I couldn't use the guidance because
So that's
it was
not.
already.
Yeah. So that takes it out of being a critical fail.
Okay.
Right. So it's just a fail. Nothing happens. You can keep rolling.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
You really only want to like critical fails are really the only
Bad.
bad thing.
Yeah.
You know.
You just need
This is
a
just
27.
practice, Jules. You can do this.
Silver. And she's like cracking her neck, and she's like starting to sweat a little bit. Like, this is fucking stupid. Just get done. That's a 20.
Did you aid Heath on that one? Huh?
I thought.
You
I think
did,
it's assumed that. He,
Yes, I aided.
It's
It's a regular success at the aid.
Okay, so that takes it to a 21. It's still fail, but no problems. Just like let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Because you got several that you have to
All
succeed.
right, you've got an aid.
Oh, man, this is not good. How many natural
Ugh.
ones is that?
That's a natural 1. Okay.
Man, the convenience
So,
of Foundry is
that's-
really paying off and making this
Yeah, fine.
so much smoother.
Very
I will-
rewarding experience.
Roll my STF die this time. Let's
All right,
see.
here we go.
Okay. All right.
Bruce is just looking around, scratching his head, like not knowing
Just-
what to do on this.
Just sit back, Bruce.
Just give us a minute.
Okay. 19 on the die. Okay. Not an STF, but I'll take it.
So that takes it to 31.
Okay.
You have an aid.
What's that? But that. Good.
An aid, so 32. So that's still just a regular success, but that's 2 successes.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know?
Okay.
This is a tough block, y'all.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Here we go.
That's barely an aid, but it is another aid.
Clickety.
Yeah.
Clickety. Clickety.
You're
clickety.
DC in 15, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I've got a +9, so
Natural 1.
Yeah, damn it.
It's not. It's not the game. It's not the rolling surface. It's me. It's just me.
How many? So that's
That
three
takes me
three
down.
thievery tools that are broken.
Yep.
Are you
I have
out?
2 left.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
If
you
it's
got
any
2
cons-
successes.
Yeah.
If it's any
Sometimes
console-
this happens, Bruce. You just have to be patient.
16 on the die.
Okay, that should do it. Yep, that'll do it. That's another success. That's
Okay.
3 successes.
What kind of fucking luck is this?
It just keeps going. Fuck this clockwork down.
It's an oblivion lock. You're having to do each of the tumblers.
Yep. Yep. All right. Did I get an aid?
You did.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I got an 18 on the die.
That's a 9 on the die. Does it get easier as I go?
No. So 9 on the die, that's 21. Plus 1 is 22. That's still a fail, but just a regular fail.
Yep. As long as it doesn't break, just keep going.
12 on the die.
If Heath aids, that'll succeed.
It's a 14 on the die for the aid with a plus 9, so that's an aid.
So the two of you finally get,
Just cussing constantly.
George. I feel like George is just like trying to keep you calm, and like keep you still.
Very well.
Well, it is.
Yes, it is.
You just did it. You did it because of his aid.
See, calm it down. I know it feels like this was not a success, but you have to succeed at multiple little things. So look, you did a good job. Calm it down. It's okay. Devala, we fucking get there, right?
She like huffs at your life coach kind of mentality, and then like a little bit of smoke comes out of her nose, but she shakes it off.
Oh, look, there's a key under this welcome mat.
Oh, I forgot to mention that the drawback of taking the mutagen was, you take damage equal to twice your level. So you take 8 damage.
Are you serious?
I feel like you should have led with that.
Are
you can't recover hit points lost this way, so that's like becomes your max now. And you take a -2 penalty to fortitude saves.
Okay,
for 10
hold
minutes.
on. Time out. In the future, Dustin, as a good fucking friend and teammate, we're gonna need you to explain these mutagens to us before you have us ingest them when they're gonna fucking stab us in the gut. You know,
She drank it too fast.
We got shit to do.
It's okay. It's already that's already affected on your sheet, so you're good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Gotta buy some more picks when we get back into town, or away
yeah.
from this place, rather.
But your attacks and stuff, they're like really good right now, and you got a 10-foot status bonus to your speed.
Okay.
However long that
you know what?
took.
I'll take it.
Okay, so the door is unlocked now, but now you have the trap to consider, right?
Is there?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say what I would like to do is is there any way to mitigate some, if that trap were to trigger, mitigate by holding my shield in place to keep anybody from getting damaged?
I mean, you can hold your shield up for you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You can raise your shield if you'd like to.
Sure. I'll raise my shield.
I will stand directly behind it.
There you go.
So, but it depends on how you're trying to approach this. If somebody's trying to disable it, they're going to be the ones in the path because they're reaching in there. So, like, there's nothing you can do in that regard. Yeah. Or you can each try to squeeze through the door without opening it all the way using acrobatics. So,
see, Bruce is gonna fuck that up.
I got a +6 to acrobatics.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
You're a heavy armor champion.
Yes.
Good at acrobatics. That is very surprising.
Well, there's a lot you don't know about me.
Oh, Bruce got layers, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. That's cool that you are, but like, don't act like I'm crazy for assuming that. Like,
no,
heavy armor
you're
dwarf
totally not.
champion, not typically gonna be any better than like a +1 at acrobatics.
So what are you going to do? How are you feeling, Jules? You think you had enough practice with thievery now that you could disable this, no problem?
Absolutely. This is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let me take a crack at it.
Here, let me put that out in the chat for you.
Go on, put it out there for me, Big Papa. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know. It just happened.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. 26.
27.
Because of the mutagen, you
Nice.
passed.
Well, I ate it as well.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, but the mutagen.
that's just extra icing on top. Very good, very good. So you have disabled the thing, and like you just like reach in and just so gently unhook the wire from the door, and
See,
you can
if
open
the lock were designed more like a bra, I could have gotten it. That's difference. Go on.
Well, if it's any consolation, it probably was developed by Alderman Kosowana, who was a pretty high up cock. So that's probably why you had a difficult time with it.
Frustrating.
When you open the door, you see that this room may once have served as an outer office and reception area for a business, but now it seems to be equal parts storage room and junk pile. What was once a reception desk is covered with wooden boxes of tools and spare parts. The walls have various nails and hooks attached in a seemingly haphazard way, with everything from large hammers to small pliers to a bag of now rotted apples hanging from the wall. Wickerwork mannequins, parts, like arms, legs, torsos, poke from behind the desk, and a mostly assembled mannequin stands in the corner beside the eastern door. A hand-lettered sign that reads "Workshop" hangs crookedly from a single nail in a second door to the west, with a second mannequin sitting in a chair next to it. A sign reading "Water Closet" is nailed to a door behind the counter to the north.
Okay.
It sounded like you said assigned reading water closet. Like what?
A sign? I already told you that I was stuffed up, John.
I'm sorry.
All right. So, let's see. Yeah, that's what you see just from opening the door.
Okay.
All right, Bruce, why don't you lead the way, considering you're wearing 80 pounds of heavy armor and we're not.
Right.
Yes, and I'm going to shoot these mannequins if they move.
So,
Okay. You're ready in action.
Same. Yeah,
Yeah.
ready. Same.
there you go. Yeah. So,
Just tactical.
taking the first step in there, past the threshold, anything happen?
Yes. This mannequin comes to life.
I fucking know it.
Here's what it looks like.
Shocked.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that is not a mannequin, first and
less mannequin.
foremost.
Yeah.
That
you said it was
That
like wicker
is an
works.
absolute unit. Is what
Yeah,
that is.
will you describe it for our listeners, please?
It looks like a piecemealed clockwork construction of different armors, maybe?
Yeah.
And
It's a Dwemer automaton.
that is
Straight up.
100% what it is.
It's a Dwemer
Yes.
automaton with like junk pieces for replacements, of like
Yeah.
either kneecap or a part of a chest armor or like, a part of a bracer.
Yeah, it looks like
Sorry, go ahead.
the original Iron Man out of the cave.
Sure.
kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to look like that.
But yeah, to John's point, it's got like one of its foot, the front cap of the foot has been replaced by wood. It's got like a pad over one of its knee that is just wood with ropes holding it on. It's got some wooden slats around its forearm to replace a piece of armor. On its right side of its like torso, there must be a hole in its like original breastplate or whatever, because it looks like somebody took like a regular human-sized breastplate and like spread it over the hole and welded it on.
Patchwork style. Yeah.
Right.
And even there's damage to the top of the head as well that's been reinforced with kind of wood.
Yeah.
And one of his hands have been replaced by a big old
A
crossbow.
gigantic,
Like an arbalest,
gigantic
really.
crossbow. Right. And it's got a blue glowing dot like in the middle of its face instead of where like eyes or whatever would be. It's this big like light blue glowing circle, and there's some more of that glowing stuff at there's like a cog or whatever that attaches the crossbow that has like 4 little dots of this glowing blue coming out as well.
Does this look heretical to Bruce? Just this clockwork. The whole reason behind that is because of Briggs' tenets. Okay, Briggs' tenets basically say it's an anathema, and it is to carelessly destroy others' creations or research, enslave intelligent constructs, abuse constructs, refuse to acknowledge or learn from mistakes. That's just one of the anathemas from Briggs. Okay.
So like if there's not a problem with this thing, it's going to be a problem for you to destroy it.
Kind of, sort of. But the thing is that, like, if I would imagine a reason why I'm bringing this up at all is just to showcase the fact that this was designed from a heretical follower of Brig. Okay, so therefore, it would very likely be that this would be a heretical piece of technology. You know what I mean?
It definitely looks like he's abused some constructs.
Right, right, exactly.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
That you don't necessarily know. I don't think just the existence of a construct made by somebody that's been deemed a heretic makes the construct heretical. Okay. Mm-hmm. However, I think the important part to recognize here is carelessly destroy others' creation or research. If this thing is attacking you, I don't feel like that would be carelessly. It's like just destroying it for the sake of destroying it without any thought.
Yeah.
That's what
right.
Because otherwise you're not going to be able to fight anything in this whole adventure.
Well, of course. And I'm glad that we discussed this here because that way, moving forward, we know how to address this. You know what I mean? So,
right. Well, I think to both of your points, I think it is important that maybe not the construct itself is heretical as you'd call it or whatever, but the fact that you know that this guy that we're seeking has broken the tenets of the church or whatever, and that this is a construct made by him to do harm, presumably and potentially to upstanding members of the church. That makes this construct fair game, and we're not being careless. We're actively going to take it down.
Okay. All right, well, everybody please roll initiative.
All right.
May I make a, I have been doing a lot of stealth-based things. Could I possibly roll as stealth instead of perception?
I would suggest that thievery might be the better.
That one, that's what I meant.
Can I roll with my Brig lore?
No.
Because you mispronounced it.
Brig lore is not a thing.
Oh my, look at that.
Jules is ready, man.
Yeah, Amir rolled a natural 20 and Jules rolled a natural 20 on perception.
Bruce, I will let you roll with Brig lore. Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Now, I was aiding with the thievery the whole time and coaching, so could I use thievery?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let it happen. Let's go.
Hey!
What? Oh my god.
Now you're putting so much pressure on me. Everybody's rolling natural 20.
Everyone.
Everybody has rolled except for Heath, and everybody has got natural 20s.
I'm gonna die
on their
if
rolls.
this happens.
Okay, look. Before I roll this, this is pretty monumental in my opinion. I am going in with the assumption I will not be rolling a natural 20, and thus I will not be mad if I don't.
Hard.
But if I do, what a crazy thing to have 4 natural 20s on initiative. That'll never happen again.
No.
So I'm going to ask you to roll this on Foundry.
I am.
Okay, all right.
I always roll my initiative on Foundry.
Let's sweeten this a little bit. What happens if we all roll 4?
We
Don't worry
just
about
win.
it. I already have something in my head. Let's just get the
He's
roll.
got- he's got us. He's
Okay,
got
all right,
us.
awesome.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Look, it's not gonna happen. It's
fine.
all good.
It's fine.
I'm gonna be last like I always am in initiative. That it's gonna be fine, and you guys are gonna have 4 actions, so we've already won. A 19 on the die.
Wow. So close.
That's still really
That
good.
is insane.
That's crazy. But I mean,
fuck,
the 20
dude.
would have been like, this is insanity, like
This is a
achievement
bug.
unlocked for all of our podcasting careers. But it's almost worse that it's a 19 on the die. It's like so close, but that's crazy. 3 20s and a 19 for initiative
And
is
screen cap that?
bonkers. This initiative is bananas. BANANAS.
Yes. No.
It's so weird.
That's crazy, dude.
I rolled a natural 20 in initiative. Everyone else basically did, and I'm like near the bottom of the turn order. So what?
Let's see. So it's 29. Okay. That means that everybody except for George also has a extra action.
Yeah. That's crazy. 15 actions between the party for turn 1.
About it.
I love that.
Okay, so Jules, you're up with an extra action here. What would you like to do? Now, you said you had readied an action to fire, and considering that you're the only one who can see it when this happens, your readied action will go off.
Yeah.
Ah! And she shoots it in its clockwork face. Okay. 14 on the die for a 28 total.
Guess what you didn't do?
Target.
That was me checking to see if you were paying attention, Adam. Good job.
Stop doing that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, genuinely.
Okay, but a 28 is a hit.
Shit, yeah. That is going to be 8 damage, piercing in variety.
Hey, good
Okay.
shot,
To give
Jules.
you that Quicksilver mutagen like every time. Plus
She's all
14.
like coked out, like real, fucking fast.
Some of that goes through.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna have hardness.
Okay, so now you have another action.
Am I technically close enough to try and stab it? I mean, I'm within 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a little cover because you're reaching through the door there, but you know, you can try.
I'm gonna try and stab it with the kukri just so I can get my 26 total. Yeah.
My goodness, you guys are rolling very well now. All right, so let's get that damage.
4, and now my gun is reloaded, and
So none of that goes through.
but that's fine. That's fine. It's just fine, Adam. And third action, we're just gonna shoot again. And I get an extra action, is that correct?
Well, you had a readied action, so that comes before your turn, right?
Technically, ready to action works a little different. Let's see here.
You
You prepare to use an action that will occur outside your turn. It takes 2 actions to do. Choose a single action or free action you can use and designate a trigger. Your turn then ends. If the trigger you designated occurs before the start of your next turn, you can use the chosen action as a reaction. Given that, so that's the thing, is that you don't have a reaction until your turn. So I don't know. I think ready is more meant to be used in combat. You know, like because there's not surprise rounds or anything. You know, but you do have an extra action because of your natural 20 on the initiative.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot it. Is this where's my map for this then? If that was
So this would be your third map because you
Okay.
shot, swung with your kukri, and
making sure. Yeah, no, that's a 6 on the die. That's a crit miss.
that is a crit miss. But you know, and then you have a fourth action still.
I would like to reload my gun.
Beautiful. All right.
That's my turn.
All right, Bruce, you're up.
Okay, so question. This is more so for strategic purposes. I see the layout of this floor design, and it does not promote any kind of like flanking or really anything other than having it in a corner. And while we are also in a corner, this is a tight space. So my question is that would this be better to try to draw outside? Because shifting any further inside is going to block somebody, and somebody's going to be blocked and they can't move, and then somebody ends up getting hurt, etc. So I'm just trying to, is everybody on board with trying to draw this this automaton outside?
Well, I can move
I would like to
through
remind you
spaces,
that you
right?
can move through friendly spaces. Yes.
Yeah. That was my plan, at least, on my turn, to move through Jules and you, Bruce, and then get in the room somewhere and have an advantageous position.
So if you can move through my space, then I can just pretty much stand and bang right where I'm at. So if that's the case, I'm just going to use a defensive advance. Actually, do I have to move forward for that? Give me 1 second.
Heath, you got a question, buddy?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. Now I'm confused. Are we trying to draw it out into the street? Like you were saying, try to draw
Yes,
the automaton out.
That's what I was going to try to do, so that way we could at least get some sort of flanking if necessary. But I don't know if it even can be flanked, So keep in mind of that. So if we draw it outside, we can possibly get some advantages as opposed to it being in this tight space.
Okay, is everybody on board with the plan? Because it sounded like you made a plan, and then we moved on, and we're talking about moving through each other's squares into the building. So it's like, I sounded like there was a plan, and then immediately the plan got abandoned. So
there was a question if that's what you wanted to do,
right.
And Dustin suggested that that's not necessary, and that he's going to go in.
Right.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I think just keep it where it is.
Okay.
Like, it's already in there. Let's corner it inside and not worry about the flanking option.
Sure.
If possible.
Right. Yep.
Because also, that draws more attention if we bring it outside. But I don't know. Anyways.
All right, Bruce, it's your turn, buddy.
All right. So, Bruce is going to stand and bang against this absolute unit, and he just kind of looks up at it, and he's got to, really arch his head up. And he's like, oh, you're a big one. And he is first going to get into Dread Martial stance, which requires a intimidation check. So we're going to get the intimidation out there. And do you want this a secret roll or just a public roll?
Nope.
Oh, he almost rolled on a 12. Instead, a 2, for a total of 13.
That is a failure.
Damn it. So all the failure is that I failed to adopt the Dread Martial stance.
It's a good thing you have an extra action this turn,
right,
though. So.
Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and try again. I don't see why I can't,
Yeah,
I mean,
doesn't have, the flourish thing.
Yeah, right. So,
my foot's supposed to go here.
Right, yeah.
And then, you do it, and then, wong. Nailed
Just
it.
like that. Let's see if that's how it plays out.
Again, you force.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the fuck? So that was a 5, and almost just kind of imagine from the point of view of everybody else just looking, and just you see Bruce almost struggling. Just, hold on there. Yeah, and he's going to try
a
third time. Okay.
Third time's a charm.
Let's see. I swear this doesn't normally happen. All right. And just with the smallest shift of his heel, and all of a sudden just bomb, as he rolls a 13 on the die for a total of 24.
Excellent.
And so now that gives everybody a +1 to their damage roll. Okay? As long as you're within 15 feet radius of me.
Nice.
And with, I guess, his final action, that is going to be... I'm going to swing instead of raising my shield.
Yeah, fuck him up, man.
Yeah. Let's do that. So, where's the actual attack button?
Come on, bro.
Here. There we go. All right, 15 on the die for a total of 26 using the metronomic hammer.
John Duff Thomas.
There we go.
That's too late to target now.
It is too late to target now, but I just did.
So there we go. I'll fix it.
To be fair, we had a server thing. It's not his fault.
Okay. So that's a 26. That is a hit.
Emily, thank you.
That is a hit. It's not a crit, but it is a hit.
It is a hit. All right, so let's get that damage. All right, so that is a total of 13 damage.
All right,
before
some of
mitigation.
that goes through. Yeah.
All right, and that's all I've got. There's 3 Dread Martial stance attempts and then a hit.
All right, that was an effort, but well done nonetheless. Judge.
All right, so lingering composition. Let me roll a performance. Try to beat that 19. It's my That's a 23.
That'll do it.
All right. So then we will inspire courage. And that'll last for 3 rounds. Instead of 4 if it was a crit.
Nice.
All right. That's 1 action. I can't see. So did we not open the door fully? It's like showing it as though it's still just cracked.
There's nothing I can do about that. Because of
I
the
just
way
don't know what I can actually see.
You can't see the automaton or the automaton because it's like on the other side of the wall from you, directly on the other side of the wall from you. Just calm down. I got you.
I'm calm.
Calmer than you are, bro. That costs you 10 feet of movement to get in here.
Okay, so then I'm gonna keep moving a little bit just to get further away and maybe let other people in the room since we're not trying to lure it out into the street. Yeah, okay, so 1 action to do the whole buff combo, 1 action to move. And I will, since I've only got 1 action left because I was the only one who didn't roll a natural 20 on my initiative, I will use guidance on Bruce because he's not immune to my guidance. There's guidance, and that'll be my turn.
All right, Amir, you're up.
Amir's gonna have just a simple turn, and he's outside of the building right now, so he's gonna take one of his actions to move inside by George. It's right next to George. So I'm inside of the room. I already had the bomb loaded into my alchemical crossbow, so I'm gonna activate the bomb in the crossbow with an action. Then that's 2 actions. So, and then the 3rd action, I'm gonna flyer target.
You're gonna flyer?
I'm gonna flyer.
Flyer, I barely know her.
And
Sorry.
Fly right out of this building, and I'm gonna start following Alaman Kosowana. Okay, let's strike. Ooh, baby. That is a 30 to hit.
That is a critical hit, sir.
Boom, baby. So here we go. Here's the critical damage. And then it would be... So that's 34, just normal. I guess that's piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2d8 piercing. So 34 piercing damage plus 2d6 electric damage.
Holy cow. And it's frightened 1 because of the Dread Martial aura, because you critically hit.
Nice. Nice.
But I don't know if it's going to survive this whole attack. What'd you roll on the electricity?
That's 8 electricity damage.
Oh my goodness. So let's see. You're looking at a total of 42 damage down here.
Good
Well,
God.
damn.
And that would be enough to fell your foe.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
Yeah, huge hit. So it had a weakness to electricity
Nice.
of 5, and then and it had a physical resistance of 5. So basically that kind of negated each other. So you did your total damage there of 42 points. It had like 40 hit points remaining. Is a goner.
I just imagine the alchemical laden bolt hits that middle part of his eye, and it just causes a chain reaction because the electricity just surges through the body and it just kind of sputters and then parts start falling off and it just.
Hell yeah.
I look at the crossbow and I'm like yes, and then I kiss it a little bit.
And I kiss it. Now,
Pretty lethal with it thing. Real quick, I
Yes.
did want to be able to he approaches the automaton and he's just kind of reach into it and just pull out some wire work. His kind of way of humanely disposing of like, think of it as like pulling the main connection piece from it being restarted. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
All right. So as you're doing that, you see that this particular construct had already taken a beating, right? Before you came in, and had already been patched up shoddily, which would not align with what you know about Kosowana.
Okay.
And so, and that it was very hastily repaired and then rigged with this repeating crossbow, like as if it wasn't initially what its function was. But that crossbow can be removed as a repeating crossbow.
Nice. That's
Nice.
Really cool. That's really cool.
So yeah, and then if you guys would care to do a perception check around here, it might be worth your time. Yeah.
Is there what you mentioned? Like it's the construct was in a battle, and then it was repaired after Alaman left. Right?
I didn't
Is that
say
what we're
that.
assuming? Okay.
Yeah. That's what you're assuming.
Okay. And okay. Can I roll anything since I have a high
Perceptions.
crafting on the?
Hold on. Let me get the perception
Okay.
checks first, please.
Sounds good. Getting ahead of myself.
I got a question mark.
You
Pretty
did.
good.
Okay.
Doing pretty
Yep,
good.
Yep.
Ooh, you got a question mark too.
Oh, I did too.
Wow.
Okay, Amir and Bruce, as you're looking around, you can see that there's blood spattered all over the floor here, and that there are 3 crossbow bolts embedded in the wall and counter. You also see several bullet holes in the western wall in the front of the counter, and so Jules, you can roll a arms. What's your lore?
Firearms.
Yeah, firearms lore.
Is that public or secret?
Secret.
Okay.
That is a critical success.
Whoa,
Baby.
Which
I know the
basically-
shit out about firearms.
which basically tells you that the bullets here were shot from both one-handed and two-handed firearms. So you could kind of take stock of the scene here, and looks like the Gilded Gunners, who broke in here to get Kosowana, had a fight with this door warden. And then it looks as if they hastily repaired the door warden to attack anybody on sight from coming in the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
anybody that's curious enough to come in and after all this happened.
Us, basically.
Right.
Further perception reveals that in the box of mannequin parts is a wand. Yes.
Oh.
And behind the counter, under layers of paper and boxes and bolts and springs, is a velvet bag that contains 78 silver pieces and a small unpolished garnet worth 15 gold pieces. You put this in your party sheet.
Put it in the bag.
Put it in the stash. Now, if somebody would like to roll on identifying what this wand is,
Yeah, for sure.
that might be good.
What would that be? Occult or crafting? Arcana?
That's wand lore, actually.
Oh, I don't have that. No, that one. That's a problem.
Let's see. For this one, it's going to be
Society.
any skill that's associated with magic. So nature, occult, religion, or arcana, whichever one you'd like to roll.
Nature,
I've
religion.
got occultism or bardic lore, which can roll on anything.
Yeah,
I've
your
got
choice.
religion.
I'm doing bardic lore.
I'll try for Arcana. Got an 8.
I'll do occultism.
Is that blind or public? Or secret or public?
It's secret. Let's let George start,
Okay.
as he's the spellcaster, and then if he can't figure it out, we'll pass it around the room.
Yeah.
Okay. I rolled a secret roll.
Well, what was it?
It's a secret. I don't know.
Twas a question mark.
I'd love to know, but I don't.
It is a success.
Oh, cool.
And so
Nice.
this wand which can be used by any spellcaster. It's not spell list specific.
Nice.
Is a wand of widening.
Oh, sweet.
So
Very
the end
cool.
of this wand is forked instead of tapered. To activate, you cast a spell. The activation takes 2 actions if the spell normally takes 1 action to cast, or 3 actions if the spell is normally 2 actions. Obviously, you can do it once per day plus overcharge, as all wands are.
Yep.
The effect is you cast the spell, but you increase its area. So you'd add 5 feet to the radius of a burst that normally has a radius of at least 10 feet. Add 5 feet to the length of a cone or line that is normally 15 feet or smaller, and add 10 feet to the length of a larger cone or line. So boom, boom, boom. That is
That is
a
pretty
pretty
good.
useful wand. I'll throw that in the dash as well.
And that's really cool because reach and or widening are things you can get through feats, or you can use spells or wands to do them. So I already have the general feat reach spell, so I can extend the range of spells. Now with the wand, I can increase the radius and area of
That's
spells.
so useful.
Yeah.
That's
Got them
great.
girthy spells. Okay.
Hitting sides.
And just for my own satisfaction, I've been working on slowly building a collection of wands. So now I love that the twins, Jules, gunslinger, has her guns on each hip. She can swirl and put them in her holsters like Doc Holliday. Same for George with wands, right? He's got I just imagine he has like a little belt
holster.
with like little holster loops for all of his wands. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
pretty
I love
neat.
it. I love it.
All right, so as far as the crafting goes, you'd basically need to roll a crafting to extract that repeating crossbow and a magazine from the the Clockwork Warden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before you do, I would like to aid on that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Secret or public?
Those are public. I will basically perception and knowledge checks are going to be the only thing that are typically secret. All right?
Gotcha. Okay, so I rolled a 14 total.
That's
So I
not an aid.
It's not?
You do
Oh,
not.
okay.
No, 15 is aid in this game. All right, let's get that crafting check from Amir.
Shit, can I try and aid?
Sure.
Yeah, you got crafting.
I do aid with the 26.
You actually
Nice.
critically succeed there, so that will give you a +2 bonus to your crafting check.
I could use assurance for this, but depending on how hard it is to remove a crossbow, you think it'd be easy. It'd be easy, something to expert.
probably.
Rip her off of there.
That's a 27 plus 3, so a dirty 30. Plus 2.
Yes, that's a critical success. So I will put a repeating crossbow in your inventory.
I actually already did that because I thought
and
we
you
just
could-
got it.
And you can put a magazine in there too.
Oh, cool, yeah.
All right. And so there are 2 doors, one labeled water closet and one labeled workshop.
Let's just close it. I mean, just clear out the water closet real quick. I mean, it's going to be
So you step up to the door,
Yeah.
See if someone is hiding it.
peek
I'm just
in the
gonna-
water closet, right?
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and open. Yep.
And inside, you see, we'll see ya.
What?
It's a live, laugh, love sign on the wall that says we'll see ya.
We'll
But it's
see
3
ya.
different ones at an angle. We'll see
We'll see.
ya.
Yeah.
You see a bowl of 30-year-old
cursive.
potpourri.
Thanks for listening to the STF Network. If you want to hear more from us, check out our other Starfinder and Pathfinder shows at the STFnetwork.com. That's the STFnetwork.com. And support us on Patreon to listen to our bonus podcast, including our homebrew adventures and Tom Talks, our behind-the-scenes show. Stay groovy, possums.